Okay, so last class we were discussing about interfacing the external RAM and ROM with the microcontroller. Okay, so last class we have seen it. Is the screen visible? Is the screen visible?
No, ma'am.
No,
Yes, now.
yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, so last class we were discussing about interfacing the external RAM and ROM to the 8051 microcontroller. So we have seen many examples of how we can interface the RAM and ROM. Okay, so going on with the next topic. Okay, so you know that in the 8051 microcontroller, so you are having on the chip, you are having two pins, that is the XTAL1 and XTAL2. Okay, so these pins are used to connect the oscillator to the microcontroller. Okay, so in microcontroller, all the operations of the microcontroller are synchronized with the clock pulse. Okay, so the external clock you are going to connect, external oscillator circuit or the external crystal you are going to connect to the pin XTAL1 and XTAL2. Okay, so this in 8051, so all the operations of the microcontroller are synchronized with this clock pulse. Okay, so 8051 microcontroller, they run from the frequencies of 1 megahertz to the 16 megahertz. Okay, so when we talk about 8051, it runs around the frequency of 12 megahertz. Okay, so it runs around the frequency of 12 megahertz clock. So for this 12 megahertz clock is connected. Okay, so the oscillator circuit, it consists of a the oscillator circuit consists of a crystal oscillator and the capacitor. Okay, so crystal oscillator and the capacitors are connected between XTAL1 and XTAL2, so that the 8051 operations are synchronized with the clock. Okay, so the clock for 8051, what we are using is around 12 megahertz of the clock. Okay, so this is the crystal frequency, so they have shown. Okay, so this what 8051, it takes 12 clock pulses. Okay, so for one machine cycle. So what is meant by a machine cycle is nothing but, okay, so whenever you are executing any instruction, okay, so the time required to execute that instruction is nothing but, it may consist of one machine cycle or two machine cycle or the four machine cycle. So when we execute an instruction, the instruction execution, it consists of opcode fetching. Okay, so once I fetch the opcode, last time you have seen in the CO, so first the opcode need to be fetched, the instruction need to be fetched. Once the instruction is fetched, later the instruction is decoded. So once the instruction is decoded, the microcontroller or the processor gets to know what action need to be carried out or what signal need to be generated to execute that instruction. Okay, so first thing is nothing but fetch the instruction, next decode the instruction and execute the instruction. So instruction cycle or instruction execution consists of all these things. Okay, so and also based on your instruction, you may be execution of the instruction is nothing but based on the instruction, you may be reading a memory or you may be writing to a memory location. Okay, so based on what instruction you are executing, so corresponding control signals are generated by the 8051 microcontroller. Okay, so the time required to execute an instruction is called as the instruction cycle. Okay, the time required to execute and complete instruction is called as the instruction cycle. Okay, so instruction cycle, it consists of one machine cycle or two machine cycle or the four machine cycles. Okay, so based on the instruction, it may take one machine cycle or two machine cycle or four machine cycle. So what is a machine cycle is nothing but, it is the time required to execute any simple instruction or part of the complex instruction. It is the time required to execute one simple instruction or a part of the complex instruction. It is called as the machine cycle. So machine cycle, instruction cycle is made up of the machine cycles. Okay, so instruction may take one machine cycle or two machine cycle or four machine cycle based on the instruction. What is the machine cycle is nothing but, it is the time required to execute any simple instruction or part of the complex instruction is called as the machine cycle. So machine cycle may be opcode fetch, so fetching the instruction. Machine cycle may be a memory read. Machine cycle may be a memory write. So we have different machine cycle. So machine cycle may be a opcode fetch machine cycle. Machine cycle may be a memory read machine cycle, or it is a memory write machine cycle. So based on your instruction, so all these machine cycles are going to be executed. Okay, so here what, so a machine cycle, it consists of 6 states. Okay, so machine cycle consists of 6 states. State 1, state 2, state 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so one machine cycle is made up of 6 states. So if I observe this one state, okay, so if I observe the state, so here, so each state is having 2 clock pulses. Okay, so each state is having, so this is 1 clock pulse and this is one other clock pulse. Okay, so each state is having 2 clock pulse. So because of which, so we say that one machine cycle is having 6 state. Each state is having 2 clock pulses. So 2 clock pulses. So 6 state into 2 clock pulses is nothing but I am having the 12 clock pulses or the 12 clock periods. Okay, so this is, you know that whenever we see the frequency. So whenever we say that frequency, so frequency, we say that frequency is equal to 1 by t, 1 by the time period. So time period is nothing but time required for one complete cycle is called as the t. Okay, so f is equal to 1 over t. So this is nothing but for one on time and one off time. So what is the total time is there, that is called as the total time period t. So this is 1 t. Okay, so f is equal to 1 over t. So t is equal to 1 over f. Okay, so you the 8051 or any controller you take, what is the frequency of operation will be known. Okay, so maybe 10 megahertz, maybe 12 megahertz, whatever the frequency of operation, they are going to be specified. So once you know the frequency of operation, you can find what is going to be the time period t. Okay, so what is going to be the time period t. So once I know the time period, so one machine cycle. Okay, so one machine cycle. Okay, so one machine cycle, it takes, okay, so one machine cycle, it takes 12 clock pulses, or it takes 12 t state. So 12 t state is nothing but 12 into 1 by f. So I can find the time required to execute one machine cycle. Okay, so one machine cycle is made up of 6 states. Each state is having 2 clock pulses or 2 clock periods. So total number of clock periods in one machine cycle is equal to 12 clock periods or 12 clock pulses. So one machine cycle is equal to 12t. So is nothing but it is equal to 12 into 1 by f. This is the time required to execute one machine cycle. Okay, so this is the time required to execute one machine cycle. How can I find? Okay, so once I know the frequency, I can find the time required to execute one machine cycle. So if I want to find the time required to execute one instruction, okay, so time required to execute one instruction. So time required to execute one instruction is nothing but each instruction may take one machine cycle or two machine cycle or four machine cycle, because of which the time required to execute instruction, I can write it as number of machine cycles multiplied by time required to execute one machine cycle. Okay, number of machine cycle multiplied by time required to execute one machine cycle. So that gives me time required to execute one complete instruction. Okay, so this is very important, because based on these things, you are going to calculate the time delay whenever you are generating the time delays. So based on the concept of the machine cycle only, you are going to calculate the time delay required by the corresponding program. Okay, so here we are having machine cycle is nothing but it is the time required to execute one simple instruction or a part of the complex instruction instruction is called as the machine cycle. Okay, so the instruction cycle is nothing but time required to execute one complete instruction is called as the instruction cycle. Okay, so always whenever I am finding the time required to execute one machine cycle, so one machine cycle consists of 12 t states, because of which I need to find 12 into 1 by f. So f will be always specified. So once I know f, I can find the time required to execute one machine cycle. Once I know the time required to execute one machine cycle, I can find the time required to execute one instruction cycle. So because time required to execute one instruction cycle, it's equal to number of machine cycle into time for one machine cycle. Okay, so okay, fine. So this is what? So one clock period is equal to one t state. So one machine cycle is having 12 t state. It's nothing but it's equal to 12 into 1 by f, where f is the frequency of the oscillator. So the time required to execute the instruction is nothing but it's equal to number of machine cycle multiplied by time required for one machine cycle. Okay, so number of machine cycles multiplied by time required for one machine cycle. Okay. So in the so some problem may be asked as, so find the period of the machine cycle for the frequency of 11.0592. Okay, so I told you micro 89 so 8051 it works around the frequency of 12 megahertz. I've told you. So usually it works with a frequency of 11.0592 megahertz. Okay, so if f is equal to 11.50592 megahertz, so then for one machine cycle I'll require 12 t states. 12 state is nothing but 12 into 1 by f is nothing but for one machine cycle. To execute one machine cycle, I require 1.085 microsecond. Okay, so to execute one machine cycle, I'll require around 1 microseconds of the time. So one machine cycle, it may be a opcode fetch, or it may be a memory read, or it may be a memory write based on the instruction. So these machine cycles will be there in your instruction. Okay, so this is how we can find the time period for one machine cycle. Okay, so next if you want to see an instruction, it requires 4 machine cycle. So and 8051 clock runs with the 12 megahertz clock. Okay, so then what is the time required to execute the instruction, it is asked. Okay, so time required to execute the instruction is nothing but number of machine cycle. Number of machine cycle is 4 multiplied by time for one machine cycle. What is the time for one machine cycle? It's equal to 12t. So 4 into 12t. So what is t? T is equal to 1 by f. So 4 into 12 into 1 by f is there. Okay, so 4 into 12 into 1 by f is there. So 4 into 12 into 1 by f, if we solve for it, so I'm going to get it as 4 microseconds. So time to execute a particular instruction. So the instruction takes 4 machine cycle. In that case, the time required to execute the instruction, it's equal to 4 microseconds. Okay, got it? Any doubt is there about machine cycle, instruction cycle and machine cycle? Any doubt is there?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so here, so it is shown in the diagram you see here. So during the first state, the address latch enable is made high. Okay, so during the first state, the address latch enable is made high. So why this address latch enable is used? Why this address latch enable is used? Why this address latch enable signal is used? Address latch enable edike use ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? Last class external memory interfacing, many time I've used this address latch enable. Why this line is used? Vaishnavi, why this line is used, address latch enable? Samrudh? This ALE signal, so this ALE signal, it is used to demultiplex the lower order address bus and the data bus. So port 0 line used as the input output port, and also it is used as the lower order address bus and the data bus. So whenever you are accessing the external memory, okay, so you need to send the address. So you need to send the data or read the data from the memory. So because of which, since the same lines are used for sending the address and sending the data, I need to demultiplex those lines. So this is done with the address latch enable. Whenever ALE is 1, so whatever the data sent on port 0 lines, it corresponds to the lower order address. Okay. So whenever ALE is 0, so whatever is sent on the port 0 lines, it corresponds to the data. So ALE high iddaga avag matra nanu address kalistene. Whenever ALE becomes low, in that case I'm going to send the data. Okay, so this is for that sake only, during the initial period of the machine cycle, the ALE goes high, so that the address gets latched at the output of the octal latch. Okay, so because of which ALE is made high in the initial part of the machine cycle. Okay, so wait a minute. Hello, hello,
Ma'am?
hello. Is it audible?
Yes, ma'am.